Okay, I'm going to tell you the story of my father's encounter with Bloody Mary, and it was a strange one. I remember this was back in the days in 2000, and I believe it was like 2001 or so. Yeah, I was living on my own. My father called me and told me I summoned Bloody Mary. I said, "Why did you do it?" Someone dared him to do the Bloody Mary challenge, and my dad did the Bloody Mary challenge. Now, he's not told anyone this, but he only told me. Now, I can't say his name for confidentiality and for quality purpose. By the way, I'm recording this. So, after my dad turned off all the lights, all the electricity, like his TV and that, all the lights in his house, he didn't leave anything running. He just turned off all the lights. He might have lighted some candles. I wasn't with him at the time, but I had my dog Cracker at the time. He had the dog with him. But I'm not that's the name of my dog at the time, Cracker. So he probably had Cracker and my other dog that passed away, a Bernese mountain dog. I called her Sasha. Passed away. So he had them at the time. They went to visit him, I think. I'm not sure if it was like 2003 or so. He did summon Bloody Mary. I remember he told me on the phone he was hysterical. This was probably when I lived in before here in Ottawa. Can't say where. Confidential. So, at that time, I received a call. A, a strange phone call from my dad. Hysterical, saying he summoned Bloody Mary. I said, what happened? He said he saw this blob form in the mirror into a face, and he got out quick before the blob, and he said a claw came out the mirror, tried to scratch him, his face, because it's the face she goes for in the eyes. He survived, thank God, and he said he might have heard scraping in the attic or something. He said she came out the mirror somehow. He heard scraping. Probably. So let's say that. She might have come through the attic, I don't know, but he said something about the attic and her. I don't know where she was. If she's in the attic, she's still there, probably. Or she escaped. I don't know. If you summon her, she'll come through the mirror. You have to say her name 13 times with a candle. So my dad lighted the candle, chanted Bloody Mary 13 times, because that's the amount of times he was told to do it. But there's another verse you do it 3 times. We'll get into that. Tonight I'm going to do Bloody Mary at 2 in the morning in the master bedroom bathroom. And that's the most scariest room in my house. Plus, I'm going to have the lights off. So you'll see me in that bathroom. I'm also going to bring a spirit box. Just in case I get anything comes through. Because, Bloody Mary might talk through the spirit box and we could get a response. So, tonight I'm going to chant her name. So, this is scary. So, Bloody Mary is in a bathroom, right? My dad chanted Bloody Mary with the candles and 13 times, like you said, but he was alone. He didn't have me with him because, I don't know, someone dared him to do it and he had to do it, so he couldn't leave the bathroom, so he did Bloody Mary. As he wasn't going to break the promise to the guy who told him to do it. So he did it, and it scared the living shit out of him. And from that day on, he's never done it before. And since that day, if I tell him to do Bloody Mary, he'll just run away. He's terrified of her. She scared the living crap out of my dad. Like she must have done something to scare him. He said he heard her in the house all night that night he did Bloody Mary. He said he heard footsteps and her in the house. He heard noises like scraping that night. And he heard noises in the house that night. He was scared. Like he was calling me. I've never heard him that scared before, but he said he's never doing Bloody Mary again. Bloody Mary scared the living shit out of him. I don't know what she did, but she scared him. And he went running. So he got out of the bathroom quick after the claw came out the mirror. I told him to get out then. The door nearly locked on him. He could have survived, but he lived to tell about it. And that was the most scariest encounter with Bloody Mary my dad ever had. And since that day, he's never mentioned it. But I have to put it out there. If you're going to do Bloody Mary, please have courage. Because once you do it, the door might lock or it might jam. And if you don't get out the bathroom in time, she'll lock it. But that's bad. So don't let the door lock. Whatever you do, be careful summoning Bloody Mary, because she could come out the mirror or smash it or get really angry. And he said the scream is so horrible, it's ear piercing. He said it was so scary, it started making him bleed a bit. So he stopped because the scream was so deafening, so horrible, almost like a demented cat and baby crying. It was like the most horrid scream he ever heard. That's how I describe Bloody Mary's scream. Be careful summoning Bloody Mary, folks. And if your friends dare you to do it, have someone with you. Don't do it alone. She's so scary that you might even freak out. I heard some people drop dead at the spot summoning Bloody Mary. So be careful, because she will rip the eyes out the human being. She doesn't like being told about her existence. No one's to know her existence. That's how horrible she is. Like she nearly ripped my dad's eyes out, and he survived. If you're ever in a mirror, be careful chanting Bloody Mary. She will come out that mirror. Trust me.